Hey, it's Kenlin, and welcome back for the second half of the report for the Capricorn full moon. And it's square to Pluto with the sun in Cancer, everybody at 29 degrees, Pluto at 1 degree at this moment. Lots of heated action. I'm calling that, if you saw video one, I'm calling that this is the foreshadowing moment. So we're seeing here what is going to play out until we move into the energy of 2025, which is, I get chills saying this, Pluto in Aquarius. It will never retrograde back again into Capricorn, and it's all systems go for the next 20 years. And one of the astrologers said that at that point, we're going to see an unleashing of AI. All this behind the scenes work, and it's true. I've tracked some of it, but think about it. Universities, corporations, everybody is working on AI right now. And what's going to happen when Pluto moves into Aquarius for good is the beginning of a completely new era of AI. And we have no idea. It's going to hockey stick. So here we are playing at this and we're like, wow, ChatGPT can do all this stuff. We haven't seen anything yet. It's going to hockey stick. So we are mere mortals. We are humans navigating through this deep, deep complexity of something we have never, ever seen before. In fact, life form has never seen before in recorded history, like on Earth, like that we know of. We have never seen this level of shifting from carbon to like digital and maybe silicon life forms. We just have, that's not been in our humanity. So think about it. We are doing something, we're crossing a bridge into something that's very, very different than our ancestors, than all of our hard wiring. And we're still going to be human, until we're not. And I haven't gotten that download yet. We will turn into light bodies, I suspect. And I don't know. We're walking into the unknown. And if anyone thinks they know, they don't know, because even the downloads that we're getting are with this mind. So we got to have a new mind to receive new information. I'm going to just share that last week I was with Amma. Amma is the hugging saint. She is about 70 years old and has, I think, hugged like 40 million people. It's part of her life work that she has basically given darshan. Darshan is a transmission in consciousness to people through hugging. Now, other people, I've been in front of gurus. Mother Mira stares you in the eyes. Another Sai Ma, she brushes a peacock feather on your face. I'm not sure what Sai Baba and others do, but like that there are avatars here who have a consciousness that doesn't involve taking things personally. It's not like it's more of a broader consciousness. It's not personal. So in that regard, their worldview is higher because they're here to stand for humanity. And when I was there, I received the download that there are several avatars, known and unknown, and also crossed over, that are holding down the frequency, have been holding down the frequency of this polarity of this evil or this dark and this light. They've been, and if you know the map of consciousness that I refer to with Gurdjieff, and he calls it the rays of creation, but that map of consciousness, once human mind descends past this world, this biosphere that we are on, world 48, once you descend, you are in the realm of the unconscious and victimized mind. And it spirals downward from there. So imagine, and we can see that playing out. We can see that negative victim bullying, caricatured type of personality, that energy, consciousness playing out in our politics right now. and they're playing out everywhere. We're just we're just so lit up and fighting, and that thing is coming out. That energy is coming out, which is, I believe, part of the ending of what's happening. And I'm going to say something about that, but let me go back to the Amma. I was really present to how she is holding down a frequency just by her beingness, just by her awareness, her conscious awareness. What she is aware of in consciousness is holding down a frequency of light. That's what we can do. To the extent that we're where we are, we can do that. Now, a person like Amma might provide the equal and opposite to 100 million people or a billion people. And someone like us, we may not have that kind of frequency yet, but we can do our part. And I want you to really get your arms around that, because I just see people sharing on Facebook and everything. Like, I'm so scared. I'm terrified. It's the conversation that all my friends and I are having, because what's coming forward is some really scary, like, Christian nationalism. I'm going to say it that way, because Project 2025 and the Heritage Foundation, I was in Washington, D.C. while I worked for a conservative think tank when I was in college, because I grew up in Christian schools. And so I'm very well aware of the philosophy and dogma inside of the intellectual Christian group. So I think we are truly in a culture war, truly in a culture war. And we also have these transits, and I want to remind us of what I even said last week. Jessica Murray, Mother Sky, she talked about how these transits are covering over or shadowing the natural energy of the United States to be this example of democracy. She said it's like a creative trine that the United States has that's really put democracy on the map for 200 years. And that's being tested deeply right now, deeply tested. So this full moon is activating this energy. It's shining the light on all this energy. And so what is this energy? Because I just talked in the video 1 about 29 degrees conjunct sun and moon, sun in Cancer, moon in Capricorn, 29 degrees, conjunct Pluto at 1 degree. And just by the way, Pluto always wins. So whenever there's a wrecking ball, Pluto always wins. So there's something that's seen that's going to be dismantled. And we're kind of seeing that already with the election and the activities up to the election. We have Neptune in Pisces at 29 degrees. So we have all this 29 degrees, which is this letting go point that we're in right now. They don't stay there, they move, but we're in that point. Then I said there's a breath of fresh air, Mars in Leo, sextiling Jupiter and Gemini for a couple days, like, we'll take it. Okay, and then here we go. We have Mercury in Leo, squaring Uranus and Taurus at 26 degrees. That is the same degree point as that Mars-Uranus conjunction in Taurus. So Taurus is getting super worked, fixed sign, doesn't like it. Now, here's the thing about it. We're going to have 3 passes at that, because Mercury is going retrograde. So it's going to hit this point 3 times. So whatever's coming up, you're going to find it. Now, I think it could be very positive. There's a change of plans, Uranus. And I'm going to share with you in a minute what happened to me, not the computer stuff, but something else. It can be an upgrade. It can be exciting energy. It can be a new development. Let's hold the space for that. And then Mars, still, this is all happening on the full moon. So again, this is the signature of the full moon, no joke. Mars in Gemini is trining Jupiter retrograde in Aquarius. So we have Mars in Gemini trining Jupiter retrograde in Aquarius. So that's forward movement, another energizing idea in the world, this communication, this broadcast. Gemini rules like broadcast, publishing, acting, like anything like words out there. And that's the other thing. Mars, anger, war, words. We got to watch it. And I'm really going to put the discipline on myself to do that, because our natural impulse right now is going to be to fight and fight with words. So words create worlds. We know that. This is part of this higher picture. This is what Neptune's bringing in, the higher picture. What do you want this world to be like? Where do you want to go with this? Higher worlds. That's Neptune's going to beckon us in that way. So the more that you dial in that connection and you feel that connection, you're going to be able to speak that connection. And that's why I'm here. I'm going to speak some things about our mind and about Amma and about the role of compassion and love holding space for this whole thing to fall apart. Okay, so basically this is Mars and Gemini trining Pluto, is that your words are going to have extra power, Pluto power, Mars and Gemini, action and movement in your words. So this is the time to do your affirmations. This is the time to speak life and speak positively, not Pollyanna at all, but speak possibility. How about that? Maybe that's a better way. Speak possibility, because everything is a reflection of what you think, and you don't actually freaking know. I don't know. So when you catch yourself thinking you know, that's a defense mechanism against this craziness. Well, I know what it is, and we're going to do this, and then we're going to do that. And that's what the fixed signs like, because they like certainty, but we actually don't know. So we need to live in the mystery and create possibility. And someone said, one of the astrologers said, and then my friends and I were talking, and we were saying, yeah, what if the election is postponed? I mean, I don't want an election during Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. I do not. And so I was like, well, what if it is? Wow, I never posited that, because you think about it, our lives were fixed. Everything up to this point, we weren't there in the revolution 200 years ago, 280 something years ago. Now, life has been kind of consistent, and parties play by rules, and that's all breaking down. Parties are not playing by rules. Even the government's not respecting the people. The government takes on its own entity, its own self, or its own self-perpetuation, rather than of and by and for the people. So here we are. Now we speak life, speak possibility into the situation. Okay, I think I have to end here, because there's going to be a third video in this series, but I don't want to go on too long. And I've got to talk about the Mars-Uranus conjunction, because holy shit, that is still operative. And I don't know about you, but accidents and volatility. So I'll see you on the next video.